Hey everybody, and welcome to an honorable wild ride with Steve-O. We've got the uncrowned king of the UFC Lightweight division, Dustin the Diamond Poirier, who's just such a great dude with so much integrity and a badass fighter. Now, speaking of integrity, let me tell you about how I shave my face, all right? I don't ever shave my face with any products that are not made by Harry's, okay? They make the highest quality razor blades, which last for the longest time, and they make them totally affordable. True story, I've been using Harry's on my own for coming up on 2 years, like way before they ever approached me about partnership, man. And I love them because I used to buy these crazy expensive, useless razors that lit up and vibrated and did all this dumb stuff. And I didn't need it, man. I have a closer, faster, better shave since I started using Harry's. And when you go to harrys.com/Steve-O, you can get a starter kit, which comes with the weighted ergonomic handle, the 5-blade razor, a travel case for the razor to keep it from messing with anything in your bag, and the foaming shave gel. And what is that, a value of $13 because they're so affordable, except with this deal, you get it for only $3. Plus, you get a 100% money back guarantee. If you don't like any of it, just send it on back, and there's no questions asked. But dude, I love this company. It's all I use. I actually need a shave right now. So while I shave, you go to harrys.com/Steve-O and get this $13 value starter kit for just $3 and start shaving. Feeling good about it. Now, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, Dustin Poirier. Yeah, dude. So, Dustin, this is my co-host Scott Randolph. Up in the front of the van, we've got the gorgeous Paul Brisky.
We were talking hot sauce before you came in.
Good, man. Yeah, I've got a busy morning this morning. And, dude, thank you for doing this.
Thanks for having me on, man.
What would you say if I think that you're the actual lightweight champion of the world? I mean, come on.
I'm not, brother. Charles Oliveira is.
Right.
But I do have 25 minutes to make it possible. Make me the undisputed world champion in December. So.
Right, and that's already set now for 267. Is that right?
Yeah, I just signed the contract and sent it back off this week, so everything's finalized on my end.
Okay, good. And do we already have a line on that? Because I'm guessing that you're a huge favorite.
I think I saw somebody on the internet, maybe Chael or somebody talking on ESPN saying that the line came out and I was a favorite, but I don't know by how much, you know.
Okay. Now, that's interesting. I wouldn't... I know you as a guy who goes out of his way to avoid, really seeing a lot of stuff on the internet and social media.
I usually do. I try to avoid stuff like that, but I was opened up YouTube and, they recommended it to me, and it said something like Chael Sonnen. It was about my fight, so it was 3 minutes, so I had to click on it and check it out.
Yeah, okay. Chael, I listen to it a lot. We do, Scott and I. We like Chael's videos on YouTube.
Yeah, he's a fun personality, man.
As a UFC fighter, is there a trusted source for YouTubers like Chael or anybody else that reports on the news of MMA that you would find most credible or accurate?
Probably Ariel, right?
Yeah, I usually just talk to Ariel, and my management has can find out anything we want. So I'll text Ariel straight up personally, but that's who I usually reach out to.
Yeah, I like Ariel, man. I hate to see all of this beefing going on with Brendan Schaub and Ariel.
I don't know what their deal is at all. I haven't looked into it, but I know for sure Ariel's been straight with me. Anytime I've asked him something or he's told me something, it's checked out for the most part.
Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of a very casual. What's Ariel's story? He was just sort of kept trying to get his way in, and has really planted himself as like a staple in the UFC, but was it not always that way? Like, how did he get where he is?
Not just the UFC. I think he was just a mixed martial arts media member forever, journalist, and did a great job and kind of progressed in the ladder until he started getting his own shows now, and he's big enough to run his own platform and his own thing. So good for him.
Nice.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Yeah.
So where are you at right now? Are you in Louisiana?
Yeah, I'm in Louisiana. I fly out tomorrow morning, so I'm like packing. I'm trying to get all these loose ends put away, because I'm going to be leaving for 9 weeks.
Yeah, that's because so you're going to start your camp for the Oliveira fight, and that means you're going to Coconut Creek, Florida?
Yeah, so tomorrow morning I fly out from Louisiana to Coconut Creek, Florida, and I'm probably going to spend 8 weeks there, and I'll spend the final week in Las Vegas.
Right, and Coconut Creek, so that's American Top Team?
Yeah, that's the American Top Team has a lot of satellite gyms all over the U.S. and globally now, but Coconut Creek is the headquarters. That's like the big mecca of where all the main guys go.
This is Dan Lambert's operation.
Yeah, exactly. And he's in there every day. He's got a podcast now.
Oh, cool, man. So, you're now American Top Team notably has you. I mean, they got like 1 million people, but really notably, Masvidal and Colby Covington were there. Colby Covington since left.
Yeah, Masvidal's still there. We got Amanda Nunes, Pedro Munoz, Joanna.
Yeah,
dude, I don't want to. There's so many people I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss people, but I mean, it's full of the biggest stars in mixed martial arts.
Right. So, so when you go to Coconut Creek, Florida, to start your camp, do you bring your family with you?
I kind of now that my daughter's in kindergarten, so this is the first training camp where she's in school. She's always been in preschool and Mother's Day out type of things, all the previous years. So she's in school now. We have to get everything in place to have a tutor come to our house every day and keep her on the same curriculum. But they come with me the whole time. Now this trip I'm gonna probably do 2.5 weeks by myself, kind of get tempered out there, get used to the workload, get in my groove, and then they're gonna come meet me for the remaining camp.
Right. Okay, good, man.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of weight to lose for the next fight, or are you pretty on point normally throughout the year?
No, I always have a good bit to lose. I'm probably at 180 pounds or right under 178.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what do you have to get down to?
I have plenty of time,
It's got to get down to 155.
All right.
Yeah, it's a title fight, so 155 on the dot. My max weight, even outside of training camp, drinking beer, eating food, I'm like 182 is like the heaviest I get. So, I don't get, it sounds a lot to you guys, but like these other fighters that I'm around on a daily basis, that's not that big of a deal.
It doesn't sound like a lot to us.
I wish I was overweight and like 182, 185.
We're slobs.
I'm talking about the difference to where I need to be, the weight loss.
Right.
It's a pretty big, it seems like a lot to the average guy, but guys who've been manipulating their body and making weight for years and years know that it's very doable.
Right. I mean, it's all water, right? That's why the sauna plays in so much. And
yeah, it's all water for me too.
Yeah.
Scott just has to pee really bad.
It's the final stretch is water, but throughout training camp, these next 9 weeks, I'm going to slowly, go down in weight over the weeks. But the last push, I would say the last 10 pounds is water out there in Vegas.
Yeah.
So
yeah, what does training look like for you? Like, is it like Rocky 1 where you're like the first day you get out of bed like fuck, dude, and you jog, and then it starts getting slowly ramping up, and or are you like hitting it pretty hard day 1, 2-a-day workouts and all?
Yeah, so I fly out there tomorrow. Friday I have 2 sessions already scheduled. I have another one Saturday. Sunday I run 5 miles. I mean, I jump right off the plane ready to go. But luckily for me, I kind of train year round. Here in Louisiana, I have my own private gym, and my buddies who I grew up with fighting for like the last, since the beginning, now run their own gyms out here, and they have their own stable of fighters and stuff. So I'm always in the gym when I'm at back home in Louisiana.
Yeah, I was gonna guess that you're not like a slob when you're not, in between fights. You're still keeping in shape.
Yeah, and it's not even that so much that like 9 weeks is plenty of time to get in shape. It's more like the mental and technical shape. Like I got to stay with what's popular now, what guys are doing. I got to continue to evolve. So I'm always in the gym working on stuff, working on my kickboxing, my jiu-jitsu. I'm always trying to learn. I feel like these big gaps of leveling up and fighting are between fights, because when I go to the gym, I'm just going to be prepping for this one guy, sharpening everything I have, being prepared to go on fight night. The downtime right now I have is like I can work on stuff that I wouldn't usually do and have fun with it. I'm not cutting weight at the same time, so I can enjoy it a little bit more. And I'm always in the gym, man. I'm a gym rat.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Now when it was interesting, I saw you after that Conor trilogy fight. Okay, since I'm about to talk some shit with Dustin Poirier, let me tell you how excited I am about shitting now that I've got the HelloTushy.com Tushy Ace. Not only is it a bidet, it's an entire toilet seat with a remote control that goes right on the wall, which gives you, at the push of a button, seat temperature so you can sit down on a nice warm toilet seat to take a big sloppy dump. And when you're done, at the push of a button, you push bum, and there you go. You have an adjustable blaster to wash your butthole. Dude, it's the most incredible bidet ever. For the ladies, you can push a button and you've got the front blaster. Now, when you get done cleaning up with your varying power blaster, all right, then one more push of a button and you're blow drying your butthole, people. This thing is insane. You've got to go to HelloTushy.com/Stevo to be the first to get it, because it only just came out. Oh, come on. The Tushy Ace. I mean, you're going to feel like James Bond taking a dump with this thing. It was already my favorite sponsor of this podcast. I love Tushy so much, and now with this thing, they've taken it to a whole new level. And if you get it at HelloTushy.com/Stevo, you get 10% off. How about that? There is not a product I have ever promoted that I am more thrilled about than the Tushy Ace from HelloTushy.com. Plus, you're saving the environment when you use less toilet paper, and your butthole's never ever cleaner than when you blast it with a Tushy device from HelloTushy.com/Stevo. So get to blasting. And now, let's talk smack about Conor. And there's the funny thing where he called me a crackhead, and I obviously loved that.
Well, he said that because you picked me, right?
Right. I was down in Colombia at the stem cell spot that Masvidal went to. It's called BioAccelerator. And, I was actually hooked up to an IV in this funny chair, having stem cells flushed into my system. And, I saw a text from Dana's office saying, "Hey man, can you make us a video making your pick?" And I was like, "Yeah, right on, man." And I said, my pick for the Conor Dustin fight is Dustin. I said, not only is Dustin, just a better, nicer person, but it's not even going to be close. Dustin's going to just march right through him. It's going to, And so it was a little bit on the insulting side. I mean, I'm not surprised that Conor reacted negatively to that, but at the same time, man, he rubs me the wrong way a lot. And what really rubs me the wrong way is how I don't like arrogance and promote. I don't think fighters have to be arrogant or negative or mean, all the trash talk. I say that at the same time that I'm so invested in disliking Colby that I'm his biggest fan, But what I told you after that Conor fight is I wish that there could be a new era where the biggest stars in MMA are people like you who have class and integrity and honor. It's just and it's so great when I said that to you. You said, "Man, that's what I want for the whole world. Forget about fighting." And what a great fucking thing.
Yeah, the cornerstone of martial arts and stuff growing up was that, to learn that through martial arts, to learn to be responsible, to hold yourself accountable. honor, and they were built on that. But at the same time, this is fist fighting. So you're going to get all kind of different walks of life and all kinds of stuff like that. And I try my best to I mean, online is just so toxic everywhere you go. So any chance I can get to try to sprinkle a little positivity in there, that's what I try to do, man. So I try to avoid that stuff, but it's fighting. So, and I don't want people to get like the wrong image of me. I mean well, and I really want the best for everyone, and try to look for the light in bad situations. But at the same time, if you catch me out there talking trash, it's because it's real. I would never fabricate a disagreement or try to sell pay-per-views with that stuff. Maybe it's bad for business, but it's just not who I am. And if I'm screaming "fuck you" to somebody, it's because I really mean it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And they can lick your whole asshole.
every no misses.
That was great. That was a great Dustin quote.
Yeah,
Remember
for sure.
said that was in the octagon? He said anybody who
anybody's booing can lick my whole asshole. It's like it's one of those moments that like the whole world's watching and you said the perfect thing and everybody loved you after that. You know what I mean?
I mean, dude, I think everybody loves Dustin no matter what, dude. Like, I don't know, man. I like it's tough when you've got somebody who's like such a big draw, such a big star, you know, like you got Conor and he, you know, I mean, what he did for the sport, you can't deny it. It's like he's definitely,
right.
There's definitely a lot to be grateful for Conor, but that's just how how it goes, you know. The arena is gonna have their guy, and then if you're not that guy, you're gonna get booed. But at the same time, man, I don't think anybody doesn't love you, dude. I think you got a great, just a great reputation, a great everything, man. I'm fucking stoked on you.
I appreciate it, man. I'm thankful for the journey for sure. And I've been in the UFC for 10 years and been fighting for a while. And I had the documentary that came out when I was a young fighter. So I feel like a lot of the fan base has got to see me go from a kid to like a man and a father in the sport. So it's kind of a different, you know, story that they got to watch with me. A lot of these guys are coming up or newer. They make a splash on the scene. For me, you got to kind of see the whole thing for the last decade. Right. So I'm thankful for that, man.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think that notably for you over the 10 years in the UFC, that like if you look like it was like 6 years ago, the first Conor fight, like I think that there's a real argument that you know, that he got in your head, you know, and that's
for sure he did.
As much as your fighting game has evolved, I think that like really just from a mental space, like people can't fuck with you anymore, and I think that's like that's a big
Steve,
deal.
I used to care so much about, like, fighting was my identity. Like, that's who I cared so much about it. And it's crazy, like, whenever you don't really care as much anymore, you allow yourself to like grow and evolve and get, you know, it's weird. You think the more you care, the better you're going to be. But it's for me, when I started letting go and like caring less about all the stuff, that the more I felt comfortable and free, and the better my career is going.
Dude, it's rad.
Does that reflect in your training? Like over the past 10 years, has your training and your approach to training changed drastically? Yeah,
it has slowly over the years of, you know, being around key people in my fighting life. Like Robbie Lawler was a good buddy, and we were together a lot for a few years. And I kind of learned from him, like, this is a guy who's, I grew up watching fighting, and he's getting ready to defend his belt again. And I'm like, watching the way he does it, you know, he one day he told me, I think it was this is kind of what started with him. One day I was like, nah, man, I can't do that tomorrow. I have to get up at 6 a.m. and run 3 miles. And he's looking at me. He's like, dude, fighting is your job. Why do you have to wake up at 6 a.m. to run 3 miles? Why don't you just wake up when you normally wake up, when your body's ready to wake up, and then run the 3 miles? I'm like, God, he's right. Why am I scheduling myself and putting all this pressure on myself to wake up when the sun's coming up? It's not going to make me a better fighter. You know, I understand if you have a full day and you have a lot of things on the schedule, and you got to squeeze time in there to get a workout in, but I didn't. That was my day, just to go run and then go to the gym in the afternoon.
Right.
So small things like that, like, why am I busting my own balls to get this work done when it's going to get done regardless?
Well, right, especially depriving yourself of sleep isn't doing you any favors. So, I mean,
yeah, I mean, just because I wake up earlier than somebody and go run doesn't mean I'm going to be, you know, more equipped and ready and prepared to fight I don't know, man. It's just been a learning process, this whole thing. And also letting my body heal. You know, when I'm running it to the ground in training camp, letting it recover. Like if I skip a night session after a hard morning session just so I can feel good, I do better the next day. But before, when I was a young fighter, I thought the more practices I got in, that's how you get better. So even though I'm hurting and this is going to be detrimental to me tomorrow, I got to go back to the gym tonight or I'm going to lose this fight. Like I was so mental about every single thing.
Yeah. So, like, with all the wars that you've been in, like, just,
and I've been in some.
I mean, dude, serious wars. Like, it's, like, how do you feel about just, like, the brain? Brain health is no joke, dude, especially if you've hit your head like I have. And you know what? Studies have shown that functional mushrooms like lion's mane can actually regenerate your brain. And that's why my new coffee, the only coffee I'm drinking, is called 4 Sigmatic. It's made with fair trade, organic mushrooms, and you know what? It's also delicious, man. Plus, I gotta deliver my new book on Friday, so I'm staying on point and working very late tonight. So let's get a whole new pot of 4 Sigmatic dark roast firing over here. Now, they're doing a special deal only for the listeners of the Wild Ride podcast, which I'm very stoked about. If you go to 4sigmatic.com/Stevo, you can get up to 40% off of any mushroom coffee bundles plus free shipping. It's unbelievable, man. I really think it's awesome because even though it's coffee, it doesn't give you that like cracked out jittery feeling. There's no gnarly crash. It's super organic, and you know what else? It's easy on the gut. If you're ever like getting gnarly like gut problems from coffee, dude, not with 4 Sigmatic. So come on, jump onto 4sigmatic.com/Stevo, get this killer exclusive deal, support the Wild Ride podcast, and stay on point, man, like I am. But hey, get over to 4sigmatic.com/Stevo for that killer deal, and let's talk about brain health. Like, do you feel like, okay, man, like I just had a gnarly war, like with Dan Hooker, that was fucking crazy. Like, I mean, how many, like, there's countless wars that you've been in. Do you think, like, okay, my brain just got seriously traumatized with, like, way more shots than any human should ever take. Now, like, 6 months, my brain will heal. Like, I mean, it's kind of a blurry line between, like, fucked up, like, brain trauma and, like, what it can heal from. Like, where is that line?
Yeah, I think the line is different with everybody, depending on genetics, depending on a lot of things, you know, their lifestyle. But for me, I after fights like that, I do the proper things to recover. You know, I eat a lot of fats. I take a lot of supplements for the brain, like brain armor, and you know, just don't take any shots to the head until, you know, for months. I try my best, but at the same time, it's like I'm a fighter. How safe can I be? I'm doing everything I can do, but how safe can I be? I understand the risks when I sign these contracts, when I prepare for these fights. I understand what I'm doing. If you know, it's fighting. Shit, I'm gonna get my head cracked a lot, you know, in this journey, and hopefully, genetically, I'm
right.
One of those guys that heal well from it, and like I said, dude, I try my best. I still feel good, still feel sharp. I think I have 46 fights. I still feel pretty good, but we don't ride for free, and that, you know, nobody rides for free, man. So maybe it will in the future have an effect, but I wouldn't change a thing, man. Whether I'm doing this, fighting these guys, making a living for me and my family, or I'm going clock in at an office, sitting at a desk all day, I'm sure my spine will be jacked up. I'm sure. I mean, you don't ride for free. Pick your poison. I'm having a blast.
Yeah, I mean, hey, dude, I agree with you, man. People have always said, man, why would you do all these things, crazy things you do? And I'm like, man, in my view, like a 9-to-5 job, like is way scarier than any of the fucking dumb shit I do.
And I'm not downplaying the risks of going out there and fighting. I understand, you know, but but I accept it. It is what it is.
Have you ever been knocked out like real like bad, like where you're out cold, or like I feel like what I've seen, you take a lot of shots, but I don't know that I've really seen you unconscious.
I've been flashed from Conor in that first fight. Michael Johnson flashed me in 2015. When I say flash, I mean I go down and it's a TKO.
Yeah.
But I'm not on airplane
Snoring.
mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When dudes are
Not
snoring, man, that's fucking tough to watch.
Dude, yeah, like when Masvidal hit Askren with that knee, like that, when you stiffen up and seize up, that's tough to watch.
Yeah, that's really tough. I think that when that happens, I mean, like it's a saying in the fight game. You hear about people that have a glass jaw. Like, I don't think you have a glass jaw. I think you're in.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, dude.
But I think durability over the years is something that does go away. I think power is the last thing to go away, and durability does go away as you age. I believe that.
How old are you now?
32, man.
Yeah, dude. Good, man. And like everybody talked about the UFC, like fighter pay and this and that, and like, but then like a Conor fight makes so much money. Like, it's hard to understand like the business of a Conor fight. That's just the exception to the rule. Like the UFC is just generous if you're fighting Conor.
Yeah, it depends your contract and your negotiating skills and all these things come into play. But yeah, dude, I passed up a title fight to fight Conor for the third time. Yeah, yeah. So
yeah, I mean, dude, and
get those red pennies out, baby. We made it.
I don't think anybody in the world thinks that was a bad call. I mean,
even Dana was up there on the damn podium at a press conference saying this kid's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks because it devalues the championship, but at the same time, dude, I want to be the world champion, but I'm a provider, man. I have a family, and can't do this forever.
Right.
And as soon as that bum knee gets healed up, I'll whip him again.
Yeah, dude. I tell you again, it's just such a good decision for you to do that, and I think that the first thing I said is that I think of you as just the world champion. I mean, sure, it's a formality. You got to go do this 25 minutes to get the belt, which everybody feels just belongs to you already. Kind of and I don't want to hype you up or kiss your ass, but I just think it's in the views of my point in saying that is that in the consciousness of the the fight world, I think people see it as a foregone conclusion that you're gonna win that belt, and
But is that scary for you to hear that mentality?
Man. December 11th.
When people are like, I feel like you already won. Do you kind of I got to ignore that because I didn't win?
As long as, people can feel that way. As long as I don't wake up feeling that way.
Right.
I still feel, I mean, the guy is the champion. He's dangerous, man. He's very, very dangerous on the feet.
He's definitely
especially on the ground.
A well-rounded fighter.
Yeah. Very, very dangerous opponent. So I have a lot of work to do. These next 9 weeks is going to be a lot of grinding, and on fight night I have to be perfect, but I can do it. I can get my hand raised and be the world champion.
But during the training, are you visualizing every night before you go to bed, oh, dude, I already won? Or is there none of that and you're just focusing on fighting?
I usually lay down and visualize ways I could win, but nothing's done.
Day 2 of training, you're not doing a vision board.
Nah, man, nah. At night I play out ways this fight could go. Maybe I clip him with a shot. Maybe stuff a takedown or get back up. There's so much to mixed martial arts and so many ways things can go. It's hard to. So every night it's a different scenario. But I have great coaches, man, and we break down a lot of footage, and we're gonna put together a good game plan, and I'm gonna execute.
Yeah, you are, dude.
Fuck yeah.
So how's the hot sauce going, man?
Going good, dude. We going great. We just launched the KO edition. I actually have them sitting right here.
Dude, yeah, let's promote that. And let me tell you again, dude.
Dude.
That meant the world to me when you just on your own initiative, your own time, you decided to go to my website and buy a bottle of my hot sauce, dude. And then you texted me a photo of it. Dude, thank you for that, man. Thank you for that, and thank you for the bottle
Man.
that you gave me in Vegas.
Hell yeah.
You gave me that bottle, and your hot sauce is delicious, man. I like to think that
Thank you.
I said that in my YouTube video that I made. Like,
Yeah, we should send as much people as we can to your Amazon to buy the hot sauce.
You got it. You got it on Amazon.
Yeah, we're on Amazon now. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's the ticket,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Dude, everybody right now, get on there and buy fucking Dustin Poirier's hot sauce. Yeah.
Have you been a big? I bought yours because I'm a fan of you, obviously, and I'm a fan of cooking and a fan of hot sauce. So when I saw you had one, I was like, I got to do this. You know, I got to see what this is about. It's great. I love it. But were you a fan of sauce, or you just jumped
dude,
on the opportunity?
Dude,
What was that?
I have a condiment disorder. It's fucked up, man. Like I can't fuck with food unless it's just drenched in hot sauce or ketchup.
If we go to Taco Bell, he orders a separate bag of hot sauce, and then every bite gets a whole packet of hot sauce in his mouth. He takes a bite, then a whole packet of hot sauce in his mouth.
There's something about that Taco Bell hot sauce packets that I kind of really dig, man. But condiments in general, and I love my own hot sauce.
Yeah.
And it's crazy too because I came out with the first one was hot sauce for your butthole. Now I have the butthole destroyer, and you've got the regular or the original and the KO. That's great.
KO edition, yeah.
So
I need to check out the destroyer, man. I need to get a bottle of that.
Oh, dude, we'll send you a bunch.
Yeah,
dude.
we'll send you some, and then we're gonna be in
Yeah.
Louisiana pretty soon.
Oh yeah, how far away from New Orleans are you?
About an hour and 45 minutes.
He'll be
Probably.
in Florida.
Oh yeah,
He'll be in Florida.
What's the date?
11th, November 11th.
November 11th.
Yeah.
I'm coming to New Orleans, and I'm super psyched, man. That's the first show on a tour bus run. So we're doing like.
Didn't you get some shit in Louisiana on a tour back in the day?
I did, dude. I did in
You
Terre.
get arrested, right?
It was in Houma,
Yeah.
Louisiana. Houma.
Oh, that's Homa just got devastated by
I know, dude.
the hurricane, man.
It's
But that's a hole in the wall. There's nothing out there in Homa, dude.
right, Terrebonne Parish. And it was
Yeah.
it was pretty messed up, man. Like the big story, the headline was that I was arrested for stapling my ball sack to my leg, during one of my shows that I did there on an old tour. But the reason why that happened, like there was I would always chug a bottle of tequila during the show. And I just had it there, and someone climbed on stage and stole the bottle of tequila, and these bouncers saw it happen, and they came over and got it back. They were just super professional, and in the moment I said, "Man, these bouncers are badass, dude. Who wants to try to run across the stage past them? We'll play British Bulldog, and they're gonna fuck someone up." So this one kid, me, and I set it up. The kid ran. And these two bouncers, they were college football players. It was anticlimactic. The kid ran into him, and they just grabbed him. And then, on their own deal, man, these two bouncers lifted the kid up above their heads and fucking slammed him on the stage, on his head. And the kid was fucking twitching, and and it was fucking ugly, man. And I'm there, I'm all covered in blood and fucking and I'm like, they loaded the kid up into an ambulance, and I come fucking back on the mic, and I'm like, that kid's being loaded into an ambulance. Is that what we came here to do? It was just because in my head, you don't want to I'm a circus clown guy, the show must go on. And in my view, you don't want to acknowledge that anything was wrong with that, because that would be admitting that it was wrong. So I'm like, let's play another round of British Bulldog. It was bad, man. And
you don't want to be accessory to crime.
I mean, dude, it's exactly what, I was charged with the principal to second-degree battery. It was a gnarly thing.
Yeah.
And there was somebody in the audience filming it, and they were like, man, that was fucked up. And they sent their videotape to the news. The news looked at the videotape and said, oh, this isn't fucking, news. This is a crime. And they sent it to the cops. And then the cops were like, yep, this is a crime. And on the video, I had my dick and my balls out, and I was stapling them. And when I stapled my balls that night, I said, "This is not art. This is strictly to be offensive." as I stapled my balls.
That same show.
That was in the same show, dude. And so like by the time the DA put the warrant out, I was back in LA, and there was a $1.12 million bail. Back in 2002. You know, like we grow up, man. Dustin, dude. You were probably didn't have to grow up quite as much as I did.
That might not be true. You spent.
I never stapled my dick to my leg, but I've done a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, tell us about the juvie.
When I was younger, around freshman high school, coming out of middle school, I was getting in a lot of trouble, and I did 4 months in juvenile detention in Louisiana.
That's a long time.
Not that long. It's a long stretch for a young kid, but that's not hard time or anything.
Did you get any fights in juvie?
Yeah, for sure, man. A few of them. When I was younger, I was getting fights everywhere. Everywhere.
Because you loved fighting, or because you kind of had like this chip on your shoulder or something, or what was it?
I don't know. I think when I was a kid, that's how I got dressed every morning. Before I put my shirt on, I put the chip on my shoulder every morning.
Just pissed off at anybody.
No, I don't know. I wasn't starting trouble, but I just wouldn't back down from it. If I saw an opportunity, somebody I would just kind of, I would start. I wouldn't just go out of my way to start a fight with somebody. But if somebody was talking crazy or something like that, I would turn it into a fight usually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're one of those guys that you don't want to fight. I've been in a couple fights and my thinking is okay, I'm going to punch this guy as hard as I can. They're going to knock out. And the sad thing is when you punch somebody and they want more, you're like, oh fuck, dude, this guy's just going to kick the shit out of me. I feel like you'd be one of those guys where you're just the more you can punch your face, the more you like it, and that's a scary place to be.
Dude, that happened to me, dude. that happened to me in was it Milwaukee? I feel like, I'd been awake doing cocaine all night. I'm on fucking day 2, and now it's okay, I'm tired. I want to fucking crash out, and I fly into Milwaukee, and these people that picked me up, they're like, oh no, we're taking you out to the titty bar. And I'm like, I don't want to go to the titty bar. They're like, oh fuck it. They just had me kidnapped, basically. They wouldn't take me to the hotel. So I'm like, I go out and I'm at the titty bar. I don't want to be there. I ended up, I want to go fucking sleep. I'm tired now. I'm over it, And I'm in the car with this guy. I've got my beer. And this guy's like, oh no, now we're going to take it to the... I'm like, dude, I'm fucking pissed. I'm gonna fucking. The guy's like, what are you gonna? He goes, dude, you want the guy? We're in a car together too. The guy goes, he goes, do you want to fight? I go, dude, don't ask me if I want to fight. I'm holding a beer bottle. The guy's like, yeah. He just fucking hits me, and I realize I'm holding a beer bottle. What am I gonna do with the fucking beer bottle?
He hit you while you're holding the beer bottle.
The dude just beat the shit out of me.
Really?
This is your driver?
Yeah, it was back in the day when it wasn't big agents booking my gigs.
Right. But the driver you hired kidnapped you and beat you up.
I didn't hire the driver. It was the wasted.
Hired a hitman.
Yeah, exactly. You hired your own hitman.
Yeah, and dude, I think I might have kind of tried to hit him with the beer bottle, but dude, that's just not me, man.
Did he take you home after?
I was marked up. I had been punched in the face multiple times.
How old were you, dude?
I don't know, 30.
Dustin's age?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That's prime age to bounce back from an ass whooping.
There you go, yeah.
So, man, our buddy Theo Vaughn. How long have you known Theo Vaughn?
Well, we're both from Louisiana, but I would think probably around 2018 or so is when we first started chatting online and then texting back and forth, and then I went to his show. And, probably 3 years we've been hanging out.
Dude,
he's been coming to my fights and stuff, dude. He's such a good dude.
He's such a good dude, man. He's
such a good dude.
It. He's
good for him. I know he's working on his Netflix special, or he just finished filming it, so I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I think he taped it, man. And now, dude, he posted a picture in this theater that was a huge huge theater, and he was like, "Hey guys, thanks for 3 great shows." And I'm sitting there thinking, he sold out that theater 3 times. God, I'm jealous.
Yeah, he came out to Louisiana probably a year and a half or so ago and put on a comedy event for my charity, and we sold out a theater here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Yeah, it was awesome.
The Good Fight.
Man. Yeah.
This is The Good Fight. I mean, dude, there's another great thing, man. That like when the whole like Conor was going to donate, but then he didn't. But then he donated to some other Louisiana charity. Your response to that was so awesome. To say like, hey man, like it came in, it helped the same place, you know, like you had no ego.
Right. I mean, yeah, charity wins. That's what it's not my money. It's not like it's going into, it's the people's money. So as long as it goes now, hopefully wherever it goes, that those people do the right thing with it, but that's out of my hand, you know, but it went to Louisiana charity, and that's, you know, it sucks. I had to twist his arm to get it done.
Dude, you handled that pretty well, dude. I loved that.
Thanks, man. Yeah. And like hindsight, you know, looking back at it all, I think I don't know if he was ever really going to do it. You know, it's Steve. The whole story is when me and him were going to fight in Abu Dhabi for the rematch. McGregor Sports Entertainment reached out to my foundation and said, "Hey, we're gonna, you know, we need the routing information. We want the tax ID, whatever it was. They wanted all the information to start the transfer of funds. This is the week of the fight, so I'm like, I go to the press conference. I'm like, shit, he's really doing it. You know, I thank him in person in front of the press. Conor, thanks for doing that. It's going to help a lot of people. And they're in touch, you know, day to day throughout fight week. I go out there, sleep slap him, and then they stop responding to emails. The money never comes through. You know, we were reaching out like, had the foundation maybe send three or four emails over the following next 6 months. They just completely stopped responding, you know.
It was a bad look. And then when you put him on blast on Twitter or whatever it was, and then he comes back and says, "Oh well, you know, we looked into your charity," and it's like, okay, you stupid asshole, you know, like you made this promise you pledged to donate to it, like now like,
I gotta give it to that guy though, and his damage control team. They do. I get they get their reps in, you know. They the story they came up with, and you never sent us the breakdown of where funds went. First of all, they never responded to emails after I knocked his ass out. So we couldn't send a breakdown of anything. You know, they never requested one. But it's just like the way these guys, that's what I hate so much about like being in the spotlight game, fighting and the social media stuff, because people can say things, or like a Kobe Covington, people can say things and the sheep listen and run to it. And now you're attacking me and my foundation, which is, dude, it's just crazy, Steve-O, man. It's nuts, because like we don't have. I mean, it's so much work we do with this foundation. We don't have to. You know, the benefit I get from doing this stuff is helping people out, seeing people smile. It makes me feel good, of course, but that's what I get out of it. Like I take that stuff personal, like with the fight talk, and I'm gonna knock you out and F you and stuff like that. I've been doing that for years. But whenever you guys like attack the foundation, something me and my wife have worked so hard to build. Dude, it's like, what the fuck? Especially when people from the outside start hopping in, you know?
Yeah.
Because like you're intelligent people, you know, I don't answer to Conor. I answer to the IRS and myself every morning when I look in the mirror. I would never put my livelihood at risk to, you know, what these guys accuse me of doing, trying to funnel money through a foundation. I don't even know how to do that, dude.
Right. Oh, dude, I don't think anybody's taking like any of those accusations seriously.
All right, I have a question.
Right, but a great way to like take the pressure off of you whenever I said, "Hey, where's the money you said?" You know, the damage control team is good.
Like I want to say too that like I was surprised. You know, Conor's got his leg broken. Fucking Joe Rogan's, you know, got the microphone in his face, and all those memes with Joe Rogan holding the microphone. Like, dude, everything that started with the memes on Instagram was so good. But while Joe Rogan's holding the microphone to Conor, and Conor starts like popping off saying like his wife was in me DMs, and it was just like disrespectful as fuck, you know, like, and I spoke to you like immediately after that fight, and I was just like, dude, I was like, I can't, like, fuck that guy, like, he's like, you know, he talked talking shit about your wife, and like you were like totally unfazed by that. You said like, dude, I'm not worried, but my wife is rock solid. Like that's like there's nothing there. Like it was shocking to me how unfazed you were by him, like being disrespectful like that, and, and you were like, well, what bothered me was he said he was going to kill me.
Yeah, that was the thing for me. The wife thing I knew was, I mean, here we go again. Like the media and fans and stuff might not believe whatever I say, and they do believe what he says. But like, I've been married 12 years, been with my wife since middle school. Like, dude, it ain't happening. I know that. There's no question about it. But yeah, the stuff about killing us and all that. I felt like that. First of all, you don't talk about people's wives or children. Right. But it's a whole nother. He's a habitual line stepper. And it's a whole nother line you step whenever you start talking about murder and stuff,
Right.
Yeah.
I think everything going on with that guy is like an actual, like really pretty strong argument that money does not make you happy. This dude's not acting like a happy guy.
Yeah, has he changed much? I mean, sorry to keep asking about Conor, but has he like changed significantly?
No, nothing's off limits, man. Fire.
Here's the thing, dude, and Khabib said it, and I heard it in a couple other places, and I think it's really pretty true, is that money does not change people. Like money, if you say like, oh yeah, we got all this money, of course it's going to change. Like the fact is, money just amplifies whatever you are. Like whatever you already are, you get a ton of money. Now you're that, but just more. Because like
for sure, yeah.
And so like here, like I think that you're doing pretty well for yourself, and like now you've got a bunch of money and the ability to be more of who you already are, and you're already a good guy. So nothing changes with you. Like we can't make excuses.
Thanks, man.
You can't make excuses for people being an asshole because they have money.
Yeah,
fuck that.
Yeah. It's just crazy. Like, not even a good guy, Steve-O. Just a guy. Just a fucking guy. A husband, a father. Just a guy out here. But it's so toxic in the world. You just be normal and try to be a good, just do the right thing. You get a label that you're the good guy and you're trying to do, just from being normal, being fucking doing what's right.
I mean,
that's how. No, I'm not saying that.
I appreciate your humility. And I would like to go back and correct you. I don't think anybody believes in that bullshit. Like, don't even, like, give credit to, like, whatever Conor disrespectful bullshit he says about your wife. Like, nobody believes it. There's no credibility there. And I just loved how
the fan base is crazy. People believe it.
All right. I mean, whatever. So now, like, the craziest thing about fighting is just that, like, here, 32, you're in your prime, but like you get to be 36, 37, like I think probably more than anything. I mean, athletics in general, but probably particularly fighting. You want to be kind of mapping out like what's the next chapter in my life, like and it's great that what you're doing with the with the charity stuff, but do you have like an idea of what you want to be working on, like what later in life you want to be doing?
Yeah, I'd like to continue even before I made it like in the top 10 of the UFC and getting these big fights. I always said I would fight till I was 35 and then have a whole nother life after fighting. 30 young to do whatever you're going to do. I can go back to school for a few years and still be young and jump into another business. So I've always had the number 35 in my head. We'll see. I still feel pretty good, but I'd like to grow my hot sauce business into where Poirier's Louisiana Style is the company, and we have a bunch of things under that, like a barbecue sauce, seasonings, dry rubs. I'd like to turn it into a real culinary brand. But on top of that, dude, I have a lot of stuff going on. I have, I'm trying to get more properties, get more into real estate.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, I'm just trying to be smart. Just be smart, because I wasn't taught. I'm learning on the job. I wasn't taught, financial responsibility. Everything I've got has been over my career in fighting. I don't come from a whole lot of money. My family, so the people around me. So, but I'm breaking that mold. I'm gonna do something with this, man.
That's great. And you talk a lot about how much you love cooking. Like, is restaurants part of the program?
I would like to. I have a buddy who owns multiple very successful restaurants, but restaurant industry is one of the most failed business ventures out there, you know.
That's true.
I do know how to work hard and show up every day and make things happen, but we'll see. I had an idea for a traveling food show called Food Fight, and we're me and Complex are shopping it around right now. So we'll see what happens with that. Where I go to different cities, check out local restaurants and local gyms. You know, I think that's a cool idea I came up with. So we're trying to make it work.
And that, like, coaching the young kids is a big thing, right? Like, you got, like, up and coming fighters that are under your wing. You've been doing that forever, right?
Yeah, forever. But not so much like very young. I like to work with fighters who are kind of already established and know how to fight a little bit, and just didn't add to it and share my experiences and my thoughts on combat with them. But I don't like to start on a fresh canvas. Like, if it's a young kid who knows nothing, I don't really enjoy that. Right now in my life, I don't. Maybe it'll change in the future. But like, I don't want to be coaching guys and women from nothing.
I won't give anybody their first tattoo, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude. Like, I want them to already be a mess. It's probably the same thing, right? You don't want to, like, be the influence that got somebody. Fighting's not for everybody,
It's
man.
like, here's your first beer, and they die of alcoholism like 5 years later.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe you can teach Steve how to throw a punch, though, so he never has to get in any of those situations again.
Yeah, or at least how to hit someone with a beer bottle.
Like I don't like to start from a blank canvas, Steve.
Dude, I'm worse than that, dude. Like, I'm just not. Like, I don't think I could ever kick anybody's ass, man. So
you ever do jiu-jitsu?
You'd be so good at jiu-jitsu, dude.
I might, you know,
Yeah,
there were a couple times where I was faced with the reality of having to fight, and like my first instinct was like just to duck, you know, like oh, someone's gonna punch me, like, and duck, and then as soon as I ducked, I'm like, oh, well, here's this person's feet, and I'd grab their feet. And then like kind of wrestle my way out of it, where I like hold the guy, and then I'm like, okay, we're not gonna fight, all right? Now I'll let you go.
Duck and grab the feet. That's classic.
Duck and grab the feet, dude. That got me out of like.
That's your like bob and weave.
That got me out of 2 fights. Yeah, dude.
Dustin's like, God, this is horrible.
Right. Why not?
Theo's doing jiu-jitsu now. Out in Nashville.
Oh, I'll fuck his ass up.
Dude, comedians should start fighting
set
MMA.
it up.
It would be huge.
Oh, I'll fuck his ass.
I'm like Don King over here, man. I'll get this thing on pay-per-view. Only in America.
What's Vanquish? I feel like I've seen other people wearing that.
It's a clothing line out of the UK. They've been sponsoring me for a while. Yeah, you've probably seen them on other fighters as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on, man. So what's the rest? You said you're going to Florida tomorrow?
Yeah, so my daughter gets off of school here in about a little bit less than an hour. Get her back home. Make her a smoothie like we always do, and then I'll finish packing my bag and just kind of hang out with my family until I take off. Because like I said, they won't be able to come with me right off the jump with this one. I'm going to probably do close to 2.5, 3 weeks by myself.
Right.
And so just spend time with my family, get ready to put the work in, man. Sweat equity.
Dude, I'm so stoked for it, man. Like I don't want to give you any, like, if it's bad for me. It's one, like fighters, like before they fight, like I don't ever want to like hit them up or like, I want to just like leave them alone. And I almost feel like telling you that it's a foregone conclusion that you're gonna win. I didn't say that. Like, I didn't say that. I think that, but I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, I'm definitely.
I mean, I hope you're right. But It's a theater of the unknown out there, man. The MMA gods don't give a shit about your history, your journey. It's special. That's what makes this sport so incredible to watch. You can be the biggest favorite in history and go out there and get finished or lose a decision. It's fighting.
Right.
Do you prefer fighting in front of an audience, or do you or no audience like you did during the pandemic? I mean, what's the difference for you?
During the pandemic, I only fought once. I fought Dan Hooker, and it was awesome, man. It was like more intimate. I've said this before, like fighting is already hectic. So walking out of a tunnel and people spilling beer and yelling crazy shit at you, it only makes it like more, nerve wracking walking to the octagon. So walking through the apex, it being quiet, I can hear my coaches. That was nice, man. It was different. Only, the first time I've ever done it. Yeah. That way.
Dude, it was a great fight, man. I'm always rooting for you, dude. I hope that like when when you fought in the past and then like I tweet like how I'm like supporting you and rooting for you and like what a class act you are. Like I'm just squarely on your side, man. I'm just so stoked to be a bro. I really appreciate it, man. Like you're a guy that it's an honor to know, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, dude. Well, fuck, sure. Man. Like, can we throw any? Oh, dude. Like, I wonder if is there anything that we can do with the good fight? Like, if they want to make the trip to New Orleans when I'm gonna be there, for.
I'm sure we could think of something.
Yeah, if they want to. If they want to like come by, and that's gonna be the first that we're getting on our tour bus that we're gonna be on for like the 2 weeks after that. If they want to like come, someone wants to come, even just grab some shit to auction off or something, like maybe
that would be like incredible, man, for sure.
Yeah, like I could try to come up with something killer to auction off for you, or we could like put something. Yeah, let's raise some money for the good fight, dude. I'm down with that. And I won't even back out.
Let's do it, man.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll respond to emails right away.
I'll break your leg.
Yeah. I'll break it. Yeah, dude. Oh, man,
they're still recovering down there from the hurricane and stuff. So maybe we can tie that into it and get some money raised for something going on in New Orleans area.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'd love to come up with something to help out. And you got my number. If you want to loop in somebody from the good fight, like just so that because you're gonna be in Florida, just worrying about your camp. And if you want to loop me in with somebody, then we'll come up with a fun plan to. Maybe we'll even
do an 8x10.
Maybe we'll even like sell some tickets to the show. We'll promote that. But let's make some noise and do some cool shit for Louisiana.
That'd be great, man. Let's do it. I'm totally in. I'll have somebody reach out to you, brother.
Yeah, please do. And anything else that we can draw some attention to, send people to? Yeah, man.
Hot sauce. Hot sauce.
They did.
Hell yeah, man.
You want people to buy it on Amazon? You want them to buy it on your website?
They can go to diamondpoirier.com. They have a link there. Or they can go straight to heatonist.com or go to Amazon, wherever you want.
I love it, man. I love it, dude. And really appreciate you, brother, man. Like, let's link up as often as possible.
I'd love to, man. I appreciate you reaching out.
Yeah, man,
thank you for the support. Yeah, December 11th.
Yeah, dude. Hey, dude, man, and Theo Vaughn, man, I'm coming after you.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm setting it up. It's already done. I'm setting it up right now.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna tap his little bitch ass out.
You're both pretty tall. What do you weigh?
Dude, I'm 6 foot, and I sit around 170, 175.
Oh, dude, y'all guys in the same weight class. You're good to go.
I got my money on Theo.
Me too.
Later, Dustin.
Yeah, man. Take care,
peace,
Dustin.
Dude. Later, brother.
Bye.
Yeah, dude. Okay, man. I love Dustin Poirier. I really enjoyed that, man. And I'm so rooting for him all the time. I also love you for sticking around to the end of the podcast. And I absolutely have a bitchin' clean shave and even cleaner butthole, and I am super firing up this pot of coffee to work on my book, which I have to deliver on Friday. And yeah, I'm a little stressed out, but dude, I'm really gonna pull it off, man. I'm making it to the finish line, and I cannot think about anything except how fucking badass it is. It's not coming out until next year, spring. Like right after Jackass Forever is supposed to come out. But I can tell you already, fuck, it's gnarly. Oh my God. All right, dudes. I love you. Thank you.